What's up, Solar Warriors? Today is Tuesday, January 23rd, 2024. My name is Jarrett McAllister, the virtual Solar Pro. And if you're watching this on YouTube, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and throw it out there to all those other solarpreneurs that need a little hookup and help on their solar journey. I am excited to kick off this week alongside my brothers in arms every single Tuesday, Mr. Jonathan Bernasso, Mr. Tommy Cotter. How you gentlemen doing this week?
Good morning. This is the old Solar Pro, not just the virtual Solar Pro.
The OG Solar Pro. Hey, at least you're not the Solar Bro.
Good morning, good afternoon, everybody. I'm live from one of the best Las Vegas installers that we have, RG Electric. 30 years in the business, and maybe I'll walk around the warehouse here in just a minute. But just one of the amazing things we get to do is have the best install partners around the country. So let's rock and roll.
Let's rock and roll. So let's kick this off every single week like we do with a few success stories, shall we? So we love hearing your guys' success. If you're brand new to the platform, let's talk about if you've had any wins this past week. Did you help a homeowner go solar? Did you bring on a new partner to join you in this power journey? Come off chat or come off mute, raise your hand, put it in the chat. What do we got here?
Hey, Jared, I got one actually. We'll cut.
What's up, Owen?
How you doing? So
is it someone's birthday today? Is it Owen's birthday?
Beat me to it
today.
Yeah, old man. Sorry, guys.
Happy birthday, Owen,
bro.
Nobody cares after 25. It's kind of sad until you hit 40 or 50. But I actually had a client. We installed a solar with the generator like 4 months ago, and he's been complaining to me and wanted a solution. So we just went to his house and turned off his power at the main, and the generator integrates perfectly with the Franklin. So that was a relief. And then I got an email today that I won a trip to Hawaii, which I'll be going with Jordan Shaw. Probably, I don't know if there's anyone else in here, but I'll start stocking up my sunscreen now. So pretty excited about that. Thanks, Jonathan Bernasso.
I might sneak in with you. We'll see.
Yeah.
Right on, brother. Hey, man, congratulations, all your success, crushing that contest, and happy birthday, man. What a great birthday gift, right? A little knowing that you won a contest to Hawaii from just helping people go solar. So
It's actually pretty crazy. On a side story, I worked at a restaurant 10 years ago. My buddy made me work on my birthday, and everyone that worked that night and was at the restaurant won a free trip to South America. So this is the second time I won a really nice trip on my birthday. It's kind of bizarre, but I digress.
epic, bro. Right on, man. All right. Thank you for sharing that, Owen. James, you had your hand up. You got a win for us you'd like to share with us?
Yeah, hi everybody. I do. I've been dripping on my friend Kevin up in Boston since last week.
Heyo.
And yeah, and he's all on board, and his
name it, right? And they ran all these different quotes with all these different companies.
Somebody's not muted.
Sorry about that. I muted David.
That's all right.
Go ahead, James.
So anyhow, he's on board. His son is on board with it, but it's his wife, because she watches every penny. She grew up poor, and I'm giving away all this money for what? Is it worth it? What's in it for me? Blah blah blah. So anyhow, he got notice, or got word of the price reduction recently, and I spoke to him the other day, and because of that, they're on board. As soon as they get back from Puerto Rico, they're gonna jump on it. So those price reductions are going to be huge.
Awesome, man. Awesome. And then you said you were dripping on them. Were you like emailing or texting or just keeping in contact, phone calls?
Jarrett, what I do is I would mostly call, because he's not a big texter. And I didn't know that at first. Mostly calling, and I would bring out the benefits of it. And as I say, he was on board. But what I did too, another point was, I got her to see the benefits. Like, hey, she's like, what's in it for me? Well, ownership, freedom from the utility company. She didn't see that at first. A boost in equity. She didn't see that because, see, her children live in that house, so she couldn't see it. So I dripped on them. But as soon as he heard about the price reductions, it's like, when we get back, let's talk about it.
Awesome. Great job, James. Proud of you, brother. Man, and that's what it takes sometimes, right? It's all about the follow-up, dripping. And, you got them to see the value, and it just so happened to be, hey, maybe sometimes it is as simple as, hey, we have a price reduction here. And they're like, okay, now's a good time. Let's jump forward, make it happen. So great job, James. All right. We have Elu in the building. What's up, brother?
Hey, Jared, things are good. I had 3 wins, and I'll make them quick. I brought 3 guys on, or extended 3 invitations to 3 former Sunrun reps who are coming on as lead generators for my team. So I'm super excited about that. I also had my 4th span install that went smoothly. I mean, as smooth as it can get. They were done in 2 days and super excited, referenceable client. But my big win of the week is I brought on an HVAC partner in Santa Barbara, 35 years in that market, passed from father to daughter and family, and they've already inserted 3 new leads. So super excited about that one. HVAC in Santa Barbara.
Elu taking action January. Love it, man. And then those Sunrun, God, it's like every time you go to Costco and you see a Sunrun guy, I don't know about you, but I get excited, right?
I go talk to them.
there. Yeah, absolutely. Tell them about the opportunity. And the great thing is, you guys, Power is a platform, right? You don't work for Power. It's a platform. It's an opportunity. It can be another arrow in your quiver. There are several people out there that work for other solar companies, but they have Power in their back pocket because we can do things that other solar companies cannot do. For example, if you get a referral out of state and your company isn't nationwide, what are you just going to lose that referral? No, you could put it in with Power. You could tag a mentor out there. You could handle it yourself. So a huge proposition value for other solar reps. Great job, Elu. Appreciate you, man. All right. Next up, we have Miss Malia King. What's up? How are you?
I'm good. Good morning, everyone. Really quick, I want to give a big shout out to the Facebook Power Pioneers group. I've been leaning heavily on that. One of the things I posted was about how to respond back to someone I've been talking to. And so yesterday I was able to get that doctor on the phone with a tier 3 mentor. And it was just great. It took all of the pressure off of me since I'm still new in the industry and I can rely on a professional. And so that's really exciting because that doctor owns 3 houses here in Los Angeles. Second win is my, when I was in Colorado, I met someone who joined as an ambassador. And then we went through her home process. And then she was so excited about it that just yesterday she joined the team as a seller. So new seller in Colorado and project in Colorado as well. And those are my wins for the week.
Love it. Love it. Love it. Malia, you are on absolute fire. Keep crushing it, girl.
Thanks.
All right. And we got Jordan Shaw. We'll do that. And then I have one I'd like to share, and then we'll move on to, we got a sick training for you guys this week. But Jordan, what's up, brother?
How you doing?
Living the dream.
Oh, so I had 2 wins this past week. I got a big ambassador referral through Spencer Frazier. We did a 36 panel system with a couple Franklins. Won that one. Just went head to head, and he just blew him out of the water. He upgraded kind of last minute. He was going between the 2 sizes I gave him. I said, if you're doing this, just do one and done, dude. You might not use it today, but you're going to use it in the future. So I did that one. And then I had a person reach out to me over Facebook, said, hey, I see you come highly recommended in the groups. Our original solar company went out of business. I got a NEM2 app hanging out there. And she's like, we need direction. And I said, yeah, no problem. There's a path forward for that. And when I got a hold of the bill, I just kind of sat there and I went, and I knew in my heart that 6 kW system the old company had created wasn't going to cut it. In fact, I don't have enough roof space to cut it even with their current roof. But we met, talked through it, and then they had that feeling of like, there's no way around this, is there? And I said, nope. And I said, this is why we're having this conversation. And that night they signed a PPA, a couple Franklin batteries, did a massive expansion for them north of 3 kW up and above. what they actually needed. And that's going to get about 85-90% of what they need at that point. But it was just the whole, having to have that conversation with them saying, there's no way, you got to release that NEM 2 app. And this is how it all pencils, and being able to use Vision to show them the modeling for NEM 2 at 6 kW, and then show them the NEM 3 modeling, and them going, yeah, that makes total sense for us to actually do that, and to kick the outages with batteries, which was ironic because they actually had a outage that morning. So it was just like the stars are aligned. So
Good timing.
Yep.
Jordan being the consummate professional, that's why you were referred that project. And for you to show them, because I've seen a lot of people saying, hey, I got an old NEM 2 hanging. Can we transfer it? The truth of the matter is, I don't think that you can. I mean, I heard the contractor has to release it, but it'd be a nightmare situation to do. But you looking at the data and seeing actually what's best for the homeowner, rather than just holding on to that NEM 2 application, coming through and saving the day. Great job, Jordan. That's a killer win, man. Thank you for sharing that. All right. And then I want to share one, helped out a homeowner go yesterday, which was brought on from my man, Alvin, out in Florida, who's a roofer. Alvin, are you on the call?
Yes, I am. Hey, Jared. Hey, team. How are y'all?
What's up, brother? Good to see you,
Hey,
dude.
brother. Thank you, man. Hey, I just want to give a shout out to you, Jared. Our customer we closed yesterday, and bear with me here, I'm driving. She was referred to us from our previous customer we signed up and installed about a month ago. So, just the referrals are coming in. Jared, I couldn't have done it without you. It's kind of like a basketball team, just kind of threw the assist up there and you slam dunked it, man.
Thanks, bro. Man, Alvin is the absolute man. He's a roofer out in Florida. He found me on Instagram, and it's a killer story. I actually woke up one morning and he said, dude, if what you're saying is true, I cannot sleep. I am so freaking excited. And it's been absolute, a beautiful pairing the past 6 months since we've been working together. He's been laying them up. I've been slamming them down, and man, more to come. So great job, Alvin. I appreciate you sharing that.
Thank you, man. Much love.
All right, brother. Cool, man. Well, thank you everybody for sharing your wins, your successes. We love to hear that. It's just, success breeds success, right? We keep it positive. And I don't know about you guys, but I'm starting to feel quite a bit of momentum coming out of the holidays right now. My calendar is starting to get booked. It is getting slammed. I'm reaching out to clients. People are reaching out to me. I'm getting tagged on deals. So let's keep it rocking, shall we? All right. With that being said, do we have Mr. Tommy? Do you have a power perspective?
Sure do, Garrett.
Excellent.
Yeah, first I want to say congratulations and just share one more win. So
please do.
Solar Warrior Tribe. So just congratulations so far this month in January. You've added 48 people to the sales organization. So just congratulations there. In the last week and a half, I've got a new sales organization with Raphael in SoCal, a new seller in Massachusetts, Ryan, and Max in Texas. So congratulations to you all for finding the Power Platform and getting started building your business.
Love it.
Today, how can you as a salesperson achieve a breakthrough? A breakthrough is that moment in time when you go from thinking this may be impossible to just doing it and making it happen. So a breakthrough happened for me, not when I started working with Power, but when in my Power business, I began to do things in the right order. So we've all had an area of our life where we said we were going to do something. We told ourselves, we told everybody else, and then at the last minute, we pulled back, or we didn't follow through, or somehow sabotaged it. So in the most simple terms, you need 3 things for a breakthrough in your business. Number 1, if you're going to go from where you are to a new level, you probably need a new strategy. So if you are running east, looking for a sunset, I don't care how positive you are, I don't care how hard you work at it, it's not going to work because it's the wrong strategy. A lot of times, one strategy can really change everything. But even if you have the right strategy, strategies don't change you. Implementation does. But people don't implement because they often have a missing story, or at worst, they have a disempowering story, a belief that says you can't. Tony Robbins says, divorce your story and marry the truth. The truth is what's really possible. So you find the truth by finding someone else who's already getting the results you want, and then finding out what they believe. And it's probably radically different than what you believe. The third thing is the state. So if you're trying to change a belief, that's a hard thing to do if you don't change your state. So the order of things is the order of things is state, story, and strategy. And your state is the fuel that you are using. If the habitual emotional mental state that you go into by default is being overwhelmed, anxious, stressed out, frustrated, if that's all the time, then that fuel is not going to get you to where you want to go. In fact, that in that state, you'll come up with a story that says nothing works. And if the strategy is right there in front of you, you might only apply it in part so that it doesn't work, or you won't even do it at all. You'll say things like, it just doesn't work for me. You'll come up with a bad story when you're in a bad state. It's like, have you ever been really mad at somebody? And then all of a sudden, you can remember everything they've ever done that ticked you off. Because when you get in that state, you think of those things. Conversely, when you're totally in love, when you're out of your mind about someone, what's wrong with life? Nothing. So your story of life is the greatest thing in the world. So if you want to break through, do it in reverse order. Change your state, and there are hundreds of ways to do that. We talk about that quite often in our meetings. Hop in a cold shower for 5 minutes, do some jumping jacks, meditate, pray. Because without that energy shift, it's like you've got on these dark gray glasses, and all you can see is dark gray everywhere. So with an energy shift, you brighten up the view, and then the strategies you come up with are going to be more effective. A shift in energy will change your story and then the strategy. You'll just do it. So most people also make the strategy more complex, so complex that they don't follow through. And I always tell people, if you really want something done, make sure you simplify it. And if you're coaching and training others, and if it isn't simple, it's not duplicatable by those others. So the enemy of execution is complexity. So try to make your strategy as simple as possible. So think about this as we head into the next month, the second month of a new year. So change your energy, change your state, and then your life can change. Your trajectory can change. Jarrett, back to you.
Awesome,
Thank you.
Tom. Thank
Yeah.
you, gentlemen. I'm going to just segue real quickly, and I think that's a perfect segue to our training today. Keeping it simple, not making it complex, and taking some action, because we're going to be talking about social media. But hey, Jared, I want to share real quickly where I'm at. Can you guys see? I'm actually at a warehouse for an installer in Las Vegas. So let me see if I could show you real quick. This installer is RG Electric, and it's the best one in Las Vegas. You can see here, they've got multiple crews, multiple trucks, tons of panels and parts. And they did the solar on my house as well. And Vegas, just a friendly reminder, you do have to assign a regional sales manager that's W-2 now legally since January 1st. So Colby, Chris Mitchell, Raphael, Colby West are the ones to tag. And we are open to adding more W-2s out here, that people that are selling deals. But all right, so let me share a few updates real fast, and we will kick this awesome training off, which is super important. There's lots of trainings as always. The Monday Night Power Hour business presentation last night with Matthew Tiffany and Brian Oates was amazing. You should be inviting guests if you want to build your team. Next week, I'll be teaching Sonova. The numbers and the payout, especially California batteries, is epic. I'm pretty dang excited. Like, I want to share actual examples because it's ridiculous. And I am a fan of Sonova, and we also have Everbright. And then we will have Solar Edge on here as well, February 6th. And we even have a credit repair training coming up, thanks to Jordan Shaw, February 20th. So lots of great trainings. Check Power calendar as well for more. Again, SolarCon, April 18th through 20th. A lot of us will be going there. There's a promo code if you'd like 10% off to secure your ticket to that. Gary Vee will be speaking there. The Sunrun CEO will be speaking there. Jim Bunch will be speaking there. So it's an awesome industry event. And just a friendly reminder, you know, I was speaking to Justin Brooks yesterday, who helps manage the operations managers. And the last line of defense is communication escalation at power.com. And I'm sure Tom could drop in his article on the steps for the art of communication, how to check notes and milestones, how to read tickets, allow a business day or two, ask chat, call Go Power, book a huddle. So now we can book a huddle with the PM. And if all that fails, communication escalation is being monitored every week. It is being shared with the executive team, and a root cause analysis is being done. So trust me, that's powerful if you still have ongoing issues. Now let's transition to social media. We know that it's important. We know it can help build our business. Everything in life is on social media: TikTok, LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram. People are scrolling all day long. We're addicted to our devices. I think most people check it within 15 minutes of waking up or scrolling at night. Whether we like it or not, life is on social media, period. And what you put out to social will always stay online. It's free branding, free marketing. So many of us have used it to build our business, close deals. It's super important. And so I'm going to put a few resources in the chat before we hand this over. Power has tons of resources for us already, which I'm sure you guys are using to go ahead and build your business. And it's way more than any company I've ever worked at. So Power Marketing on Knowledge Base here. I'm sorry, on power.com. You have a signage swag store, you have personalized marketing collateral, and you have your own websites. And then we have Knowledge Base. So in Knowledge Base, we have marketing assets as well, different flyers, images that you can download. We have a team Google Drive. So there's tons of assets in there. And then we have a new Power Play. You can take content from there, do screenshots and posts, and even the Monday newsletter is super powerful. So I'm going to put in the chat a image that we can all share. And it was in the newsletter, and it's called How to Choose the Right Inverter. And there's even a blog URL to go with it. So I'm going to encourage you all, and we're going to have another activity at the end of this training, to go ahead and post that image on your social media, include the blog link, and tell everyone to reach out to you to decide how to choose the right solar inverter. This is, again, free to do. And lastly, before I hand it off to the amazing social media manager, Kat, what's stopping you? If you want to type in the chat, what are you scared of? What's your hesitation? Are you worried about your friends thinking you're posting too much? Are you worried that you might change what you do online? What are you worried about? Getting behind the camera? Are you going to sound okay? Nervousness? Because you need to overcome those things if you want to really crush social media. When Jeff Hugh joined 2 years ago, he went solar on his own house, and then he posted on social media every other day. And in the first few months, he sold 19 deals, mostly all from social media. And there's different levels to it. You could start off on your own. You could use all the resources. You could start to create your own content. You can use Canva. Kat's going to show you different things. And then if you're at the top of your game, you can even hire a social media manager. Use the resources, steal our content, And with that, my social media manager, who used to do social media for Power Corporate, is going to take us through some tips and tricks and give us a training on social media. So Kat Remax, welcome to the team. Give us a quick intro and take it away, my friend.
All right. What's up? What's up? Hello, everybody. I'm honestly just so excited to come onto this training. One, because obviously I'm a little biased. At least 70% of my clients are on this training, and I see half of them smiling because they know that I love them. And I'm just so excited. And Power, honestly, like Jonathan had mentioned, and I'll go a little bit more in depth about like my background, but Power attracts like the best of freaking people. And I'm truly so grateful to work with Jonathan, work with Jarrett, work with Tom, work with Jordan, with Melissa Dawson. And Power just really does find the best people, and especially with what these individuals are creating and providing. And I know that it's going to sound a little biased, right? Because I work with them, but they truly do bring so much value, and you can be successful, whether you're talking to homeowners or whether you're talking to other salespeople, realtors. You can find success on this platform because of what these individuals are building and what they're continuing to build. So let's freaking get into it. I'm going to share my screen. Okay, we're going to share multiple windows. Go ahead and give me a thumbs up. Can we see my screen? Can we see the presentation? Yeah, awesome. Okay, cool. So, again, my name is Kat. I run a media agency where I provide photo, video, podcasting, and social media management as well. And I just recently started offering consultations as well. So today we're going to go over a social media and content creation breakdown. This conversation is going to be for if you haven't posted a photo since 2014 when your kid was born, to if you are Mike Winter, aka Solar Mike, which shout out to Solar Mike. He does a great job with his content. Highly recommend you check him out and take some inspiration from him. But no matter what point that you're at within your social media journey, I'm going to have steps and also tips for you. So no matter where you are, you can start kicking ass today. But let's go and do a little overview of what exactly we're going to be talking about. We're going to talk about who the hell should you be talking to, because that's the first thing you got to sort out. Don't be creating content until you know who you're serving, who you're wanting to communicate with. We're going to be talking about where should you be talking, how to create content, and then last but not least, how to up-level that content as well. So to give you a little background on me, this is a terrible photo of me behind Melissa Dawson, but it sums up what I do today. Today, I cover both video and photos for many solar consultants. But to throw it back to how I really began this, I started my marketing career with Red Bull about 10 years ago. Really got a great rundown on how marketing works, right? Marketing campaigns, understanding a target audience, and finding that target audience as well. So that's where my marketing background began. But then I started rolling up my own sleeves during COVID, right? Because there was ample time to do this. Roll up my own sleeves and see what works on social media. Obviously, I'm 28. I have been creating shitty YouTube videos since I was 12. So I do have a little bit of an unfair advantage. I get that. I'm not going to say that I don't. But during COVID, right, I just wanted to see what works and what doesn't. And I highly implore all of you to do that. And I'm going to give you the licensing now. You're going to create content and it's going to flop occasionally. It's going to flop, and that's totally okay. You don't have to like turn down your phone, delete the apps, you know. It's just going to happen. But what also is going to happen is you're going to notice that you're connecting with people. You're educating people. Posts are going to do well. You're going to start to notice the more time that you put towards your social, you're going to notice the community that you build. You're going to notice the customer client base that you build as well. And that's going to be through trial and tribulation on your own socials. From there, I went to working with a marketing agency, understanding how exactly to apply social media to the business world, and essentially creating actions on social media that meets business goals, because that's a big first thing too. Besides understanding Really actually before you understand who your audience is, you got to set those business goals. And within those business goals, you'll understand who you're talking to. From that marketing agency, I came to join Power. Amazing experience. Like I said, I'm not going to beat a dead horse. Phenomenal people. And I just ended up wanting to start and part ways and start my own agency, start my own services, which is a bit laughable because now 70 to 80% of the people I work with are still with Power. So that's my background. Let's get to it. Your audience. Who the hell are we talking to? Last week, you guys had a training, I believe, on goal setting. And within that goal setting, you probably set some goals as to wanting to talk to more homeowners, wanting to build your ambassador list, wanting to bring on a new enterprise client, right? So look at that goal and see who else is involved within that goal. Is it a realtor? Is it a homeowner? Is it a solar installer, right? So you're going to look for that within your goal. Bada bing, bada boom. You have the first basis of who your audience is and who you're talking to. From there, what you're going to be doing is you're going to ask the questions, what are they looking for? What do they have questions on? What are their conflicts, right? When you start to ask those questions, you're going to find topics that you can then turn into pieces of content. Obviously, we can spend a full hour on your audience and who they are, but a few other things that you're wanting to, we'll just go over a light grazing over understanding your audience, because again, this could be truly an hour-long conversation. But after you find out who your audience is based off of your goals, you're also going to look at, where do they live? What are their interests? What are their hobbies? You're also going to want to look at what content are they digesting. Obviously, none of us are mind readers. So how I would go about this is, let's say you're wanting to engage with realtors in Hawaii. Your goal is to sign up 3 realtors within Q1 to be either selling on the platform or ambassadors on the platform. What I would personally go do is I would look up a Hawaii realtor brokerage. I would go find an individual that's a realtor within Hawaii. I would look at their social, right? See if they even asked any questions in general, if they've been putting out feelers. Probably not, but you never know, right? So we want to look at their profile, see if they've been chatting about solar. Then we're going to want to go into their followers and we're going to see who are they following. I would personally be seeing who they follow within the realtor space, because you can see what kind of content are they gravitating towards. And when you go into their followers, you go look at a realtor that they're following, and this is going to be a realtor that's active on social, right? You're going to look through their content and see what pieces of content this realtor has liked and commented on. Boom, you're starting to see what type of content is gravitating your audience that you're wishing to also speak to. Do not steal pieces of content. That is very taboo in my eyes, but totally take inspiration from their caption, their hashtags. Are they doing a talking head video? Which talking head is really just, you've got the rectangle face talking to you. That's a talking head video. Or maybe they're doing content where they're just working at their desk. It's a time lapse and the individual has layered over an answer regarding real estate, right? So take note of what exactly those individuals are creating content on, and you can pull inspiration from that. Where should you be talking? The biggest question that I get and conversation that I have during my consultations and even with my own clients when we begin is, I want to be everywhere. Like, where should I be? Where should I go? You shouldn't be everywhere, at least not yet, right? There's exceptions. Like when Jonathan started working with me, Jonathan was already posting on LinkedIn. He was already posting on YouTube. He was already posting on the places. And most importantly, he was already creating content. You don't want to jump the gun and try to master all of these platforms. If you haven't already been active on social media, I recommend that you choose one platform to master and then you build upon that. Now, where and what are we exactly talking about on these platforms? Here's the answer. Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. There's a 99% chance that who you're wanting to talk to is on one of these channels, right? Whether it's a homeowner or a realtor, salesperson, installer, on their off time, they're probably going to be scrolling. There's a high chance that they're going to be scrolling. So you really should be on one of these channels when it comes to Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. Even go ahead and duplicate whatever you're creating for the video, whatever video that you're creating on Instagram, go ahead and push it to TikTok and go ahead and push it to Facebook. Copy the caption, go forth and do that. For LinkedIn, this is much more for like our business brags and conversations. We're getting more into like the nitty gritty of like, how does the COGS model work? Let's hear from other, like the individual, the gentleman who is from Keller Williams was, I believe, the previous CEO of Keller Williams. He is in the realtor presentation. You want to bring those testimonials, those very like business oriented testimonials to LinkedIn, and to kind of break it down of like what the difference in conversation is with Instagram, Facebook versus LinkedIn. Instagram and Facebook and TikTok are like you're talking to a parent at a kid's soccer game, right? Like you're keeping it lighthearted. We're not getting too crazy for the most part, but it's very lighthearted and casual. LinkedIn, I would have conversations like you have conversations in BNI, right? We're going to be a little bit more gussied up. We're going to be laying a bit more statistics in there, just much more of a business conversation. So moving on to YouTube. YouTube is a really valuable channel. However, I wouldn't recommend YouTube being your first social channel to try to master, because with Instagram and LinkedIn, these videos are going to be shorter. And I know that sometimes people say, oh, no problem, I'm going to hit it, I'm going to run with it. The longer videos that you record, right, the higher chance of needing to edit the video, or maybe you have to redo the video. I know there's some individuals doing a power in 10 minutes and you got to do a few takes, right? So YouTube is incredibly valuable as the second biggest search engine. Think Google, right? So there's a lot of people, there's a lot of individuals looking for answers on this platform, but that might be the second channel that we try to tackle. The types of content that I highly recommend putting on YouTube: sales trainings, huge. Again, if you're looking for solar installers, realtors, other solar consultants, throw your trainings up on YouTube. If you aren't conducting trainings like power hitters, or if you're not conducting recorded trainings with your team, however big or small they might be, record your own training on Zoom, right? Nobody needs to know that there wasn't anybody actually engaging within your training. Hit the record button. I highly recommend 7 to 10 minutes for that first video. Excuse me, but I highly recommend just doing it on your own. Don't wait for your team to come to you, right? You're already showcasing what you can offer as a leader. If you're doing that, you're putting that intention out, you're putting that content out there, you're increasing the probability of people seeing you in your flow as a leader. And they're going to think, oh, that was a great delivery of the Power Platform. I would love to talk to them more. So these is where I highly recommend talking. Of course, if you have any other questions about social channels, feel free to reach out to me, and I'll be putting my email in the chat at the end of this. So let's talk about creating the content, right? I'm going to talk about two different aspects of creating content: the actual equipment that you're going to be using that I recommend, and then the mindset and the actual execution of creating this content, because there's two totally different aspects that you have to prepare for. And just to kind of let you know, right, I create my own content for the design side of my studio. And I've learned this, my clients have learned this. You're going to sometimes have days where you're just trying to figure out the proper lighting. You're just trying to figure out where to put the tripod. Is the microphone working? Anticipate that. Don't be frustrated by having one day and thinking, oh my God, I didn't record any photos or video. All good. You have to figure out your flow, and your flow is probably going to take a little bit of time figuring out too. A few weeks, a few months, maybe even a year. But that's just how it goes. So don't get on yourself for having to need a setup day, if you will. So let's talk about the equipment. Biggest tool. We all have this. Nobody has any excuse for not. I see a few of you looking at me and a few of you smiling because you know I'm talking to you. If you have a phone, which I know pretty much everybody does, you can be posting on social. You can be posting photos, you can be posting video. I mean, nowadays with how the iPhone microphone is, the iPhones have great microphones. I wouldn't recommend using them in a busy building, busy coffee shop, but the microphone on your iPhone or Galaxy is going to be great if you're just in your office and it's just you. So biggest tool, you've already got it. Congrats, no further investment needed. To take it the step further, tripods. Tripods are really handy in being able to just either set it and forget it, which a set it and forget it situation would be taking either a normal timed video or a time lapse of you working, right? If you're wanting to do a talking face video, but you don't want to be holding your phone, you feel a little awkward, get one of those smaller tripods for the desk. Highly recommend. I also pro tip, put your little tripod right in front of you. If you keep staring that thing in the face, you're going to continually remember, okay, I got to record this video. I got to take a photo, so on and so forth. The bigger tripods I recommend for if you're actually doing explainer videos, right? Or if you're wanting to do a video with a homeowner, let's say you want to interview a homeowner, that's what these bigger tripods would be used for. Set it up, back up about 3 feet and bring in either the individual that you're wishing to interview or talk to, or it can just be you in front of a home. A ring light. Lighting is really important and is typically slept on. So 2 different forms of light that you can use with creating your content. Natural light is always king. Natural light is almost always king. You just get a really nice glow. The quality of the video is better, but we're entrepreneurs here, right? Every single one of us is an entrepreneur. We're freaking busy. What are the odds that you're actually going to be able to have some time during 10 a.m.? Not always high. So this is where the ring light comes in. Pretty affordable. There's different varieties in price, but with the ring light, what that'll do is, let's say it comes around to 8 p.m. You're like, I'm still going to record these 30-second videos. Set up the ring light. If you want to get real fancy, you get 2 of them, one on the right, one on the left, and that's going to help with your video quality. The more illuminated a subject is, the better quality of the video. And microphones. Microphones is kind of like that last step, I would say, in getting your like general content creation pack together. You can go with 2 different types of microphones. A very simple, easy to use microphone is a lavalier mic, which is one of those little small kind of like fuzzy looking mics that you can attach to your collar. Or let's say you're doing an interview, you know, you can go in between you and the other person. Again, there's no judgment with that. People do it. You got to start somewhere. If you have the lavalier and you're like, I don't want to keep passing it, you're all good. You're going to get to a point where you have a better microphone. Don't sweat it. If you are ready, though, to kind of upgrade your microphone situation, there is a great, and you know what, I'm going to actually copy and paste. I have links for the equipment I would recommend. Oh, can we do it? Okay, might look a little crazy in the chat. Oh, it doesn't look that crazy. I've linked the ring lights, microphones, and tripods that I recommend, but you'll see, oops, let's cross out of this, but you'll see the microphone that I'm talking about that's a little bit at that higher end. It's at the $100 mark. It is Bluetooth, and you do get 2 of them. They're great. I use them. Jonathan Brunasso uses them. And they're just very handy. But again, the lavalier is a great starting point as well. With that mic, you just simply plug it into your phone. Let's talk now about the other half of creating the content. And I know that maybe some of you were expecting me to do an actual technical, how to take a photo, how to take a video, how to create this trending reel that you guys have all probably seen 20,000 times on your feed. That's not what I'm going to talk about, because many of my conversations, both with my clients, consultations, discovery calls, What it comes back to isn't even the actual physical act of taking the photo. And it's not even really with creating ideas for content, because like Jonathan had showed you earlier, there are so many content ideas within Knowledge Base and the Power Blog. What is the biggest stop with people is people being worried about being judged, and you should not be worried. Now, I say that, and I deal with my own imposter syndrome. I deal with my own issues of being seen, right? So I'm not going to say that and be like, I don't understand why anybody doesn't want to go and talk to strangers on a small phone. I get it. But nobody is going to judge you. And you know what? If somebody does have the audacity to judge you, go and look at their social. Are they posting on social media? Are they sharing what they're passionate on? Probably not. So it's a really big thing that you just have to continually work on. And I hope that he doesn't, he's not worried on the judgment of people, but I feel like this example always makes individuals feel better. There was a time once, I think it was one of the first times I was shooting videos with Jarrett. We all know, we all know how charismatic Jarrett is, right? Like, it's kind of crazy. The man can talk to anybody and can talk a penguin into getting ice. The first time that we recorded videos, Jarrett was getting a little tripped up. He was like, well, what are we gonna do? What are we gonna, if even the virtual Solar Pro was getting caught up in the creation process and getting in front of a camera, we all do, right? But look at Jarrett. Jarrett pushes past that. Jarrett right now is working on a badass podcast, and he's had certain times of where he's had to push the, God, I look, weird in front of a camera. He's had to push past it. And you know what the end goal is and the end result? The end result is him helping hundreds of solar consultants whooping ass within the sales industry and the solar sales industry. So if that makes you feel better, everybody goes through it. Somebody does care. Somebody does care about what you have to say. We are all so different as people, and people come up to me and say, you have 7 solar consultants as clients. Isn't that a bit of like conflict of interest? Yeah, on paper, it might seem like it's a bit of a conflict of interest. However, 1, most of them sell in different markets. 2, each of my clients are so different, right? Jarrett's different than Jordan. Jordan's very like, brings the kind of like Google tech mindset, like the analytic version of it. Tom is much more of the inspiring, obvious that he comes from like a pastor background, right? Jarrett has a different energy than Tom and Jonathan Brunasso. Jarrett's much more of like living the dream. Let's light a few fireworks at the top of the mountain. Jonathan Brunasso is keeping me on my toes with my circadian rhythm, right? He's telling me to not be using seed oils. They're all talking about solar, right? They're all wanting people to join their teams, but their social channels are so different because they're all so different. And you guys, all 90 of you guys, are so different. So don't worry about someone's already talking about this in New Jersey. Somebody's already talking about solar in Arizona. Your delivery is going to be different. It's not going to be different though if you don't record yourself and you don't put yourself out there. So you're not just a solar consultant. You're a mom, you're a surfer, you're a pickleball enthusiast, right? And me mentioning this is because, and some people might be a little surprised I'm going to say this, but 60 to 70% of your content should be solar. Yes. The remaining portion of it should not be, right? There's that old sales adage of it's not what you buy, it's who you're buying from. Well, that's the great example of why 30 to 40% of your content should be you. It should be explaining who you are, like what you like outside of the sales solar industry. Think of yourself as like a consumer, right? If you are following someone and all they keep saying is federal tax credit, federal tax credit, federal tax credit. It's like, okay, I get it. The federal tax credit, I should go sooner. I should go solar sooner. I'm probably going to unfollow you. Now, if I see that, yes, Jordan is educating me on the solar tax, federal tax credit, but I also see his adorable family, and I also see that he loves going to Hawaii, or I also see that, oh, you just shared, this tip or review about this hotel. I'm going to stay because I'm going to stay for Jordan. But if I want to go solar, I'm going to choose Jordan because I already have this admiration of the individual that he is, right? So that's why it's important. And that makes it more fun too, because you guys probably don't want to keep creating the same video, the same photo about going solar or selling solar in the power platform. So that's a real big thing. And again, some people are going to push back on me for the percentage of that content, but that's how I think as a consumer. And truly, you should be stepping back into your consumer's shoes when you are thinking about your social media, because we're all using it for the most part. We're all using it. Again, utilize knowledge base. We already discussed that, but highly recommend. There's so many nuggets, so many things to pull, so many topics to pull inspiration from. Literally copy one of those articles like the Power Blog, throw it into ChatGPT, say, make this sound smoother, make this sound more like Forbes. Boom, piece of content right there. So I won't continue to go over that. Okay, I almost did not include this in the slide because these are my tools. This is what I use for Jarrett, Tom, Jordan, Jonathan, everybody's content. But I love being abundant with my knowledge. So these are incredibly helpful tools that will not only up level your content, but it's also going to save you time, which I bet that we all would love to have back. Canva. Canva is used, if you don't know, for graphics for video and photo. They've got great templates, highly recommend, comes in at about that like $10 a month. I know somebody had said cost for social media, so I'll also include like the cost for these tools. And keep in mind, there's a lot of really great free resources too when it comes to managing and posting on your socials. So Canva, CapCut is an awesome video editor. You do not have to use, I don't even know the people that do know what Premiere Pro is. Essentially, it's a very professional but clunky version of a video editing software. And I don't think that you guys have to use that. CapCut, perfect. It's free at the entry level. And then for the pro version, I think it might be about $12. Otter AI recording. This is another great way to seamlessly gather ideas for content. If you do use this tool, take the conversations that you've had with your homeowner, look at the questions that they asked, take it, throw that into your caption. You can also throw that into ChatGPT, your conversation, say, hey, make me 3 pieces of content from this conversation. Boom. Easy way to also remember your value, your offerings, and questions that your audience is probably going to have for you. Riverside, this is a little bit more of an advanced tool that I would suggest. This is for if you are wanting to do those sales trainings or even homeowner tutorials. I should have mentioned YouTube, great for putting reviews and suggestions on how to go solar. But Riverside is a great tool for if you're wanting to take a long training and chop it up into segments, does that within maybe 5 minutes. Holy cow, does it save time. Notion I use for my content calendars. I would be nowhere without Notion. Some of my clients love Notion, some of them don't. For me, it keeps me sane in knowing what am I going to post for them for the month. But a free option, Notion is at about like that $12 mark. You can use your Google Calendar though. You don't have to use Notion. And in fact, for a long time, I was using a Google Doc and a Google Calendar for knowing what I was going to be posting for the month. And last but not least, Submagic. Again, that's a little bit more of like that elevated, take your content to the next level. There's a lot of big time people, a lot of people that you probably follow on social media, like those Gary V's and such, they use Submagic to create titles, and it does it within 60 seconds, which, whoo, so much time saved, let me tell you. So again, Canva, CapCut, Otter AI, Riverside, Notion, Submagic. Go ahead and either take a photo of this slide, or if you, at the end of this, if you drop your email into the chat, I have a brand brainstorm guide, which essentially is a document that you can list out your target audience, list out your content pillars, and have a nice blueprint for who and what you should be doing on social media. These tools are also included on that document. So if you're interested in getting that document, totally for free. Throw your email in the chat and I'll get it to you. Last but not least, as far as up-leveling your content, I know that we're running short on time, so we're going to go pretty quickly through these. Linktree. Linktree is a great tool for keeping all of your offerings and your meeting links in one place. You'll go to linktree.com. I would highly recommend uploading your Calendly link. I would upload the link that you use for when homeowners are wanting to go solar with you. It's typically power.com/Jonathan Brunasso. I would also include any other offerings that you might have, or even any important blogs from the Power blog that you think could educate either salespeople or homeowners or realtors, i.e. SEO utilization. This is a topic that could really be discussed for an hour. Because we do not have the time, look into SEO for social media. Type that into YouTube. This is definitely when you've already been posting on your socials and your social platforms. Essentially what it means is you're going to want to include keywords that are pertaining to you and your content, and you're going to want to put that in the caption essentially as hashtags. For homeowners, let's say for like Jonathan Brunasso, for him to get homeowners, I would add solar company, solar panels, Las Vegas solar installation, just for an example. An engagement strategy, unfortunately, I don't think that we're going to have time to go into this, but what I will say with engagement is, one, do not buy bots and do not buy followers that annoy the hell out of people. Do not do that. Ugh, don't do it. You cannot earn back your reputation, right? It's kind of similar in like the real world. Do not spam people. You're going to have to, unfortunately, to get the true value of engagement and to get true followers and build a community, you're going to have to do it either with your virtual assistant or as yourself, of going, finding these individuals on social, liking a post, creating a conversation, right? It's called social media for a reason. It's really been stripped back to a bunch of ads as the time goes on, but to create the best engagement strategy is to authentically engage as a human. And let me see. Closing. We are at the end. So like Jonathan had mentioned, we're going to start today by getting your social content back on track, or continuing to keep it back on track. So you have one of two options. You can either take a selfie with your phone with the training behind you, or we can do what I'm going to do right now and just take a nice little simple photo right here of the team training. So everybody Awesome. Go on, get that phone out. I can see you guys. I can see you back too. Go ahead and take a photo. Awesome. And I'm going to have you guys post it either right now or as soon as the training is over. I want you to post that photo, either throw a caption on as to what you learned from today's training, or just simply put the hashtag Power Warrior. In closing, again, if you are interested in that brand brainstorm document, go ahead and drop your email into the chat. I'll be happy to send that over to you. And the next big up-level step for those that are already on social, if you don't already have this, record a 30-second video of your why. Again, that shouldn't be that hard based on the training that you guys had last week of goal setting and understanding why you're doing this. Tom had a great excerpt on your why. It's on his socials if you need a reminder. But go ahead and do that today and share it with your audience, share with your friends, your family. Don't be a secret agent. Why the hell are you doing this? Why are you wanting to talk to others about solar? And then I am going to give this one last tip. Don't kill me, Jonathan. There are 73 individuals on this training. It would be a game changer if in your groups, I know you guys have a Telegram, I know you guys have a WhatsApp, I'm sure text message threads. When you post a photo or a video, let your community know, let your sales team know. You would be beating the Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn algorithm if you had just 20 people within a 5-minute span go and like your post, go and comment your post. Like, you guys have the power to not even use ad money and to get ahead of like the Sunruns, the Titans. You just got to let your community know, your sales, your power hitters community know that you posted, and you could take things into your own hands. Like, for real, you guys, you could be beating the algorithm. So I highly recommend that you guys do that. So last but not least, you're doing great, sweetie, in whatever capacity that you're doing. But thank you guys so much. Truly, you guys are in the right place at the right time. So thanks for letting me on here, everybody. I'm gonna give it back to you, Jonathan.
Kat Remax, wow. Awesome value, guys. Social media is so important. We're going to save this chat and share it with her and then upload this recording on YouTube. But one of the amazing tools to building a referral-based business, 7-figure business. And I look forward to watching this again and helping all of you with social media and be more successful. It is your digital business card, as Kat has so well shared with us. So thank you, Kat. Appreciate you.
Thanks a lot.
Yep. Thank you, Kat, so much. Yeah, and this video will be uploaded to my YouTube channel that I just dropped in the chat that is managed by Kat. And let me just give you one more testimonial of what social media does. It's been now a year since Kat and I have started working together, and it's totally up-leveled my solar career. I have 3 children, beautiful wife. I like doing things. I am extremely busy. I personally don't have the time to post on all these platforms every single day. It can get daunting, but you know, hooking up with Kat, her expertise, putting it all together for me has been absolute game changer. And you guys just heard today a success story, a testimonial from Alvin Ramka, who found me on Instagram, social media, because of her postings pushing me to post this content. He now joined the platform and has since, we've done like 6 or 7 deals together, right? I mean, so think about that. The investment is well worth it, definitely 10x. And I just want to say thank you, Kat. We appreciate you, my pseudo daughter. But yeah, no, awesome training. So with that being said, you guys, we're going to wrap up this recording. If you do have any questions, maybe Kat could stick around after for a few minutes, throw a few in the chat, and then as well, we'll do a few minutes of hours afterwards. But with that being said, you guys have a kick-ass week, and we'll see you next week on the training.